Bro, not to go back into it. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, how do you hope listeners will connect with the messages or feelings you've put into these tracks?
Um, I the only hopes that I have when people listen to this music is they can interpret it in their own way, and it connects to them however they want it to connect with them. Don't have any specific like, oh, I want them to listen to Stevie Wonder and feel sad. Like, nah, I don't feel that way. You know, if you listen to that song and it makes you feel prideful or whatever emotion you comes from my music, please feel it. Please tell me about it too, or don't. Just take it and listen to it however you want. Yeah, no, I think I made this project, to be honest, for myself, but I knew that other people would hear it and maybe interpret it in their own way. So I don't have any specific wants from what my listeners might take from this. One thing I do want new artists to know, or like anybody that has thought about making music, is like listening to my project, you should know that we made it with very low budget. Um, we weren't in some studio. We were in a shed, no air conditioning. I think the most exciting part about that studio is what we were making, and that there were LED lights that went off. Like when we would hit the drum, we made it so like the colors would flash at the same time.
Wait, that's cool.
Yeah, like I think you can buy those at Walmart for like $15. Like that was the most like crazy part of that room. But I want you guys to know, listen to the project, that like pursuing something you want to do is achievable, if you care about it enough. And I think, looking at it now, I'm amazed that we did it with what we had. And yeah, I think that is one thing I want from the project too. If it's not people connecting with it emotionally, I want it to be inspirational for people to know that they can make music in their bedroom or make it in their car. Because yeah, we did it with bare minimum stuff, other than like what we were passionate about and some story, and we went with it. And yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It was
Okay,
you answered
cool.
the question. How do you feel when people perceive your music? I feel like people have like, I guess, different opinions on that. Cause I mean, what I do, I
Yeah.
write music reviews. Like the artist doesn't tell me what they wrote it about, so I just write it based off literally what I'm feeling when I'm listening to it. So how do you feel when people do that for your music?
I love it. No, it means a lot. I think time is valuable. So when people spend time to tell me what they thought about of my music that they spent their own time listening to, it just makes me feel like I'm worth someone's time.
Okay.
And I think that's a very rewarding feeling. So yeah, hearing people's interpretations, whether or not it's wrong, I mean, it's never wrong because it did its job. It made somebody feel something, which is the goal. But if it's not exactly like what I wrote it about, that's fine, because my experiences aren't the same as anyone else's experiences. However, I think we all experience the same emotions, just caused by different things. So it's like my heartbreak might have been because, I don't know, I lost $20. Somebody else's heartbreak might be because of a girl. So it's like different things are important to different people. But if we relate and we felt the same way before, then that means a lot to me. So, yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, and do you have a favorite song off the album? If so, what's the story behind it?
DATT and 7 Minutes. Those are the two that I'm like very happy about. Oh, Pretty Penny is pretty fun too. That one was fun to make. But DATT we talked about earlier. I like it because it's like it has its importance in a different way from the rest of the music. That wasn't just enjoyable, but it was like meaningful in its own way. Pretty Penny was just super fun, and it was a process to make that one. And fun writing that one. Yeah, everything about it was just really fun. And then 7 Minutes that was a hard thing to make. Even though we did it very naturally, I think that was the one song that we really had to be like, how are we gonna do that? And it took the most thought process, and like going into it knowing as little as I did about music and writing, listening to it now, I think I delivered exactly what I wanted to in it, and I also think my producers did as well. Like their goals to get it the way they wanted was accomplished by them, and the way I wanted to deliver it lyrically and sequentially it was done. So I was like, that's a meaningful song to me, because I was like, wow, like you really can do it if you just try. Because I did not know what I was doing going into it. but we figured it out. So, yeah.
But I feel like no one does. Like you mentioned that before, and
True.
I mentioned it the other time too. You said no one knows what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that stuck with me because I had like this concept in my head with whoever I was working with that like you guys had all your shit figured out.
Oh, hell no.
And I feel like
No.
that gave me like that put me at ease a little bit because like I also don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like I always tell people that and like they laugh because they think I'm joking, but I don't. Like I kind of just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like
And it works
sometimes
out.
I'll fuck up and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that's a part of the process. So like that really stuck with me when you said that because like
Yeah.
coming from I guess you're an artist and like
Mhm.
you're doing music, like you having the like say of like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like you didn't hide it. So I was like, oh shit, like
Oh, yeah, there's a
we're
beauty
not
in that.
alone. Like
You can't disappoint yourself if you know you don't know what you're doing, because you're not going to get an A+ on every test you study for either. So it's like, I think it's knowing that I'm trying, um, and I think sometimes you shock yourself with your outcome. Like sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, oh wow, that did suck. But then there's times where you look at it and you're like, that is a way better than I thought I can do. And then it just makes you hungrier to try something else because you know that you can grow and you can learn and do better things. So
yeah, that's
I
so
don't know.
true.
It's a beautiful thing to know that you don't know what you're doing, but it works out. Everything works out. Just trust your gut. Don't be around people you don't like. Don't do things you don't like. Trust your gut. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But there's no reason to force yourself to like something if you don't at the time.
Yeah, guys, that's what I'm learning. I think I'm trying to learn that.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I'm lucky. I'm gonna mention Stephanie again. She does that for me because
Mhm.
I feel like for me, I'm gonna say it. I'm a pushover. I let people like walk all over me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to be like have my own stance.
Mhm.
So she helps me a lot with that, which is kind of I think it's pretty cool.
Having the right people in your corner is important.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
if I didn't have a Stephanie right now on my team, I would have been fucked over so many times.
Yeah.
And I think it's my own fault because I just trust people.
Mhm.
I have this thing where I feel like everyone's just a great person.
Yeah. The world is a selfish place, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody's as pure and intentional as you are. Or they
Real.
are intentional, but they know what they're getting from it, and that's why they do
for the
it.
wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn that, but I'm like slowly like understanding that.
Yeah.
So it's like putting me in a good I'm all right
Mhm.
doing this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to ask, writing songs, like for me, I write. I don't know. I just write reviews, essays, like just short stories, whatever I want to write.
Mhm.
How is that different from writing a song? Like, what's the process like?
I think writing a song is a lot. I mean, it's a lot similar. It depends what you're doing. I think people that write pop songs is similar to an essay. I think, like, as in school, your teacher will tell you to write something, and it's like, I'm writing it to get it done. I'm not writing it because I want to get it done. But, like, your passionate projects, it's like they flow easier because it's something you care about. And it's like, if they don't flow easy, it's because you care about it so much that you want to make it perfect.
Oh,
It's the same thing as like making music. It's like there's two ways to approach it. It's like I'm writing it and it flows easy because it's something I genuinely care about, and it's natural. It's like I'm just speaking my mind and I'm just writing what I'm thinking, and then there's the process of like, okay, when you're recording it and tracking it, it's like I want to deliver it the right way now, and I want to make sure my punctuation's right, or I have the right word count, or my font or my spacing is perfect. Like I think the perfectionist part comes from it's similar to when like you reread your essay, and you refine it. But I think writing it is very similar to like writing songs is the same to like writing essays. It's like you're gonna write what you want to write, and it'll flow easier if you're doing it for you. But if you're doing it just to get it done, it's similar to writing an essay for your teacher, where it's like I'm doing a chore. Like this
Okay.
isn't something I'm passionate about. It doesn't flow as well. But yeah, it all comes down to what you're writing it for. I don't think they're very different. I think they're very similar. You just need to know why you're doing it and who you're doing it for. But yeah, that makes sense. But yeah.
Okay, and then creating an album is no small feat. Were there times when you felt overwhelmed or questioned your abilities, and how did you navigate through these tough times?
I didn't question my abilities because I went in there knowing I didn't know what I was doing at all. Like I had no music experience. It was kind of just like I went up there with the confidence and I told my management, to be honest. I told them I had songs done. Because in my head I was like I had ideas. So I was like if I have the ideas, I'm pretty sure I can get something done. But I didn't have the whole project finished. But they sent me up there, and once I was up there, it was like, I know what I'm capable of. I guess I have to figure it out now that I was given the opportunity. I think that was the cool part. It's like somebody was willing to give the opportunity for me to finish this project. Um, and that's when I had to carry up my side of the deal, where it was like, they gave me the opportunity to do something. I kind of told them I can do it before I knew I can. But the fact that I had the feeling I could do it means that I probably can if I try.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just went into it knowing that I didn't know what I was doing, but I had a feeling that if I trusted my gut, it would come out the way I wanted it to. So yeah, that that whole process was a lot. I think it was a lot easier for me than most artists because one, there was no expectation. I was a super new artist, so nobody's expecting anything specific from me in general. And two, it was like I wasn't expecting anything from myself other than to make some shit I like.
Ooh, okay, okay.
So yeah, I don't think I was able to come back from that trip disappointed unless like I just made songs like that first day that I didn't like. If I tried and I forced it too much, oh, if I forced it too much, then I would have been disappointed. But everything was super chill. Like I didn't really have problems making this first project at all. It was very straightforward.
Okay.
Very smooth.
And I feel like since now you're like your first project's coming out, for the second one, was it a lot easier for you to know like what sound you wanted, like what you wanted to put out, or is it kind of like the same thing for the first project?
I think it's still knowing that I have a lot to learn,
Okay.
but knowing that I've learned a lot more. So I think it's like the refining process where it's like, okay, I like this about the first project. I don't like this about the first project. Taking note of all the wins and losses that I got from finishing the first one and putting it into the second one. I think I also had different intentions with the second project. The first one was like, this is my only chance to ever make music, so if I don't ever get another chance, at least I got to heal from this. The second project is a lot more like, I'm making some of the songs are very, very more personal, and then half the songs are like, I'm making it because I think it's fun. And I think they'd be fun to perform. They're not as emotional and not as like deep meaning as the first project was. But yeah, going into the second project, I just took note of everything I learned from the first one, and knowing now that I can be an artist and I can make a song like Best Part if I wanted to. And I think that's what makes me excited to keep doing this is like I have the opportunity and the platform to make more and do more music, which is a blessing that most people don't get. But yeah.
Sorry. Okay, and then what's one of the toughest lessons you've learned in the music industry so far? Did you face any challenges you didn't expect?
I think it's similar to what we've talked about before, where like not everybody has the same intentions as you.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be in the entertainment industry, and two, I never thought I'd be doing music. So going into it, I thought that everyone I worked with or everyone I talked to meant well, and held their word and kept their word. But in reality, it's in any place you work, people don't keep their word. But I think it was even scarier that like I came into this and like I was so hopeful, and I'm like, yeah, man, if I'm a good person and I do this for the music, then everybody does it for the music. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Not everybody does it for the music. Not everybody does it because they want to be friends and wants to put in good input. Like people are looking for an opportunity in this industry, and nothing wrong with that. Like, if they needed to make it that way, they need to make it that way. But personally, I don't feel the need to make it in that way. So I think the beginning, meeting those new people that like only wanted to be close to me for a result or for some outcome, that was a new feeling, and it wasn't new to my life. Like that goes on in any place. That goes in elementary school when people want to be nice for some snacks to share.
Real? Yeah.
But I think it was different now because it was like career stuff involved, and it was just a whole new environment that I was new to. So I went into it naive, and now very luckily, like I'm very picky with who I work with and who I'm around. And who I share my opinions with. I think just knowing that like you don't have to be around everyone to make it. You can make it in your own lane. It might take longer, It might not take longer, but I think that was the hard part. Like at the very beginning, I thought like, oh, I need to be around these people. When in reality, it's like, I don't. Like they have their own circle. Why am I trying to fit in? Like I'll create my own circle,
Yeah.
and everyone else will make it too. So, yeah, that's the main thing. Like people just maybe not keeping their word, or people selling me false intentions. I'm not buying it no more though, guys.
Period.
We read in them contracts, and
Ooh.
we read in those friendships, cause yeah.
No, yeah. I think for me, I think it's like, yeah, pretty similar. Also, just like seeing where I fit in, but I don't want to fit in. Like, that's my problem.
Mm.
But it's also like feeling like I don't fit in. So I kind of feel like I'm out of place everywhere I go, especially
Yeah.
with what I'm doing. Cause like I don't have a lot of followers, or I'm not like these big media publications or nothing.
Yeah.
So like when I get invited out to events, I always feel like cornered out. But I also really love being in the corner, so
Mhm.
it's probably like my own fault.
Yeah.
But like I also don't want to put myself out there.
It's weird. It's a
Yeah,
weird
it
battle.
is
Yeah.
weird. Cause like I'll have people like, oh, like just give them your business card. I'm like, no, like I
Yeah.
don't want to go talk to people.
Mhm.
But then I'm also complaining that I don't have enough like
Yeah.
motion. So it's like it's just weird because I don't necessarily feel like I fit in with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to fit in.
I think it's like I think it's you telling yourself like that. That's you subconsciously telling yourself that you know you need to just build it from the bottom up. Um, I don't think you're the type of person that wants to fit in. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to fit in. I just think some people it's easier for them to do that than to create their own lane.
Yeah.
But for us corner people that are a little bit more on the side and quieter, I think the only way to make it is to make it yourself. Because it's just
Yeah.
harder for us to fit in, you know?
Right? Because it's
Yeah.
like kind of hard to find your circle. Because like I have my circle already. I don't want a bigger one.
Yeah.
But it's also like with what I guess because we're both kind of doing similar things, just
Yeah.
different like ways, I guess.
Yeah, different mediums.
Yeah, there you go. It's just hard because like you kind of have to. I don't want to. You don't have to fit in, but like you kind of have to like put yourself in that thing where like, oh, I kind of have to talk to them and
Yeah.
I have to talk to these people in order for me to be like known or like just get people's attention.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's just really hard. So I feel like that's one thing that like I really struggle with.
Yeah. No, and there's nothing wrong to struggle with that. I think like that's in every chapter of your life you deal with that. You deal with it in high school, you deal with it in middle school, whatever. Like at any age, you got to find your groove and you got to find your place. Like I definitely did think that. Now I don't care. Now it's like whatever. If I don't become friends with these people, who cares, man? Like
That's such a good mindset to have
means nothing.
though.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know, cause for me at least, I feel like I don't know. I kind of just have to do things people tell me to do, and that's such a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
Like you can, I don't know. That's just I don't know how to explain it further, but it's just really bad.
Yeah. I think you assume the best in people, which is a good trait to have. It just
Yeah.
invites a lot of people that don't have the best intentions in.
That's true.
Yeah. That's that's the hard part about battling with your life. Is like if you're like throughout growing up, you'll realize that like the more of a generous person you have, the more people that take advantage of you will come your way. It doesn't mean you have to
Real.
work with them or help them out, but they will present themselves. And it's just a part of living, you know? Like, the more talented you are, the more people that aren't talented will come and try to take your talent. You know, like, it's like a survival thing.
Yeah.
But it's not your fault for being that way. I think it's just, like, adapting and really, I don't know, being selfish with the good characteristics you have and who you share it with.
Yeah, that's true. But I think my problem is I feel bad if I'm selfish. I don't know why. Like, I just feel bad, like, saying no to people or being like, oh, I can't do this, or being like, maybe I just don't want to work with you. But I can't seem to be like, I can't seem to say that.
Yeah.
Like, there will be people. So it's just, I don't know.
You just have good intentions. I think it's always good to give somebody the benefit of the doubt first interaction. But I do really think I do think first, let's call it, first impressions are important.
I don't know.
I do think people can learn and grow. I don't think people learn overnight. Like I think if somebody messes up the first time, then it's like, okay, then I don't have to deal with you for a while until I want to, you know? And I think that's something maybe might work for you is like, you know, if they rub you the right way the first time, then it's like, yeah, let's work together again. But if they don't meet your expectations and the effort that you put into them, it's like there's no need for you to work with them again after that. I don't know. It's really up to you. But respect your time. Everybody
Yeah.
respect their time. Like,
Yeah,
there's
please,
billions of people in
guys.
the world. You don't have to be friends with everyone.
That's true.
And if somebody's pissing you off, then don't be friends with them. Like, go
Period.
meet someone new. Go to a coffee shop and talk to the person next to you. Like, there's always somebody else out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy because I lack social, like that social aspect of things. So I don't know. I feel like it's pretty. I just struggle, man.
Yeah.
It's just a
You'll learn it.
struggle. Oh, definitely.
Either you learn it from you making the decision yourself, or you learn it from somebody pissing you off enough where you have to learn it. And I think it's better to force yourself to learn it than the other way.
Yeah,
Because
because
you don't want to get angry enough to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm done, or like, screw all these people. That's a terrible way
yeah,
to
that
learn.
scares me. I don't think
Yeah.
I'd ever do that though. I feel like I can kind of keep my composure
Yeah.
a little bit, a tad bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, you see, you just learned like you got a whole bunch of life,
Life
advice
lessons,
here.
man.
Like this is what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's always pressure to make it as an artist. Did you feel that pressure during the process of making this album, and how did it affect your work if you did?
I didn't think of myself as an artist. I still don't. I would consider myself like a writer.
Mm.
You know, honestly, if I were to title myself like that question where it's like, describe yourself in 3 ways. Like, some people would be like, I'm a singer, I'm a writer, and I'm a producer. Like, I wouldn't say any of that in this music stuff yet. I'm so new to it where it's like, I am trying to figure out what I am still. But like, if I were to describe myself now, it's like, I'm stubborn, I'm blunt, and I would say I'm creative. Those are 3 things.
Okay.
But creative doesn't mean all my ideas are good. It just means I think about random shit at random times. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I think for me, the pressure to become a big artist or artist at all isn't there because I don't consider myself an artist yet. I'm figuring out where I fit in this lane. Who knows? Like, I'm doing music now, and a year from now, what if I'm designing clothes or I'm drawing or painting or like, you never know what you do.
Yeah.
Like, a year ago, I thought I was going to be working for a surf company. And months before that, I was working at Costco. So it's like,
Oh
you
shit.
you never
Okay.
know what you're going to do. And I think that's the beauty in it. And I think the moment you title yourself as the artist is the moment you're competing with yourself and everyone else that is an artist. And I don't plan to do that. I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Like, I've had a couple people tell me before that, like, oh, you're my competition in this music stuff. And in my head, I literally respond with, bro, I don't know if you want to compete with with me when I don't give like, I don't care what you're doing.
What
And they
the
didn't mean it in a bad
fuck?
way. Like, some people, they need to think that way to keep going.
That's insane.
But in my mind, I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not competing with anyone in this music industry, no matter how big or small, mainly because I don't even know what I want yet.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
like, of course I want to perform and do all these things, but I don't need to have a million followers to perform, you know? Like, I'm doing the thing on the 16th. It's like, that's more people than I thought would ever listen to my music and be in front of me, you know? Like, I can perform for 5 people and go to an open mic for free and perform, and that will fulfill my need to be a performer. So it's
Oh,
like,
cool. Okay.
I think as an artist, I don't claim myself to be that yet. I'm just somebody trying to figure this shit out, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, the pressure hasn't been there because I don't think of myself that way. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy that he straight up just texted you talking
Yeah.
about. That's actually insane to me.
But they don't mean
Yeah, they
bad
probably-
by it.
yeah, I know.
It's kind of just like,
That's still
some
it's-
people need to look at it their own way to keep going and to chase after something. I'm not chasing anything other than myself.
Okay. Okay.
I think any great musician will know that their biggest competition and the biggest obstacle for them to get to where they want to be sound-wise and writing-wise is themselves.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I'm trying to learn that from hearing other artists or other people that I admire talk about it that way.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, maybe I'll feel like an artist once I get to a certain level. But right now, I don't think I'm there yet to claim myself to be that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. And then you mentioned your little event happening on the 16th. How do you feel about that? Like.
Oh, no, that's going to be super sick. I'm doing it in my friend's backyard. My shows are typically chill. My music's not the most hectic and, like, jumping around. So it's like, I want everyone to come. It's going to be nighttime. I'm going to, like, set out blankets and stuff. And everyone's just going to, like, listen to music that night. I think it's going to be cool. Like, I want it to be a welcoming environment. nothing crazy, you know, like not some grand party. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an alcohol drinker, so I'm probably not gonna have drinks and stuff there. Um, but yeah, it's literally just like come if you want to listen to music. Everyone there is welcomed, and like everyone should feel comfortable enough to talk to the person next to them. That's what I want the environment to be.
Oh,
Like low
cool.
pressure. Nobody has to be dressed all crazy and all cool. Um, like I want it to be a welcoming environment because I don't like environments where I feel like I have to do something and be something I'm not. So yeah, I'm just
Okay,
excited
nice.
to be able to have a platform to do that. So yeah,
Cool,
16th,
cool.
16th will be dope.
And then how did you feel seeing all these people RSVP? Because like you said, you didn't expect like people to like go ahead and be like, oh yeah, I'm going. How does
Yeah.
that feel? How do you feel right now?
No, it's pretty nuts. I think so like I have my friends that I call my media team because they help me draw some image sometimes and keep me on track. But I had to talk to them because I was like, yo, man, like, you know, I don't come from a big family and I don't really have the most friends. I wasn't the coolest guy in high school. Um, so my biggest fear was like, dude, what? Like, no one's going to come to this thing, you know? Like, I think it's just going to be our team and that's it, which is fine. You know, like, I gladly play for our team and my manager if they were the only ones in the room. But I think it was like, but I'm gonna pay for a sound guy out of pocket and all this like equipment. So I was like, if
Oh
I'm gonna be spending this
shit.
money,
Yeah.
like I hope somebody else will come, you know, and somebody else will enjoy it. Because if I wanted to play for them, I could have gotten a rehearsal room for way cheaper. But
Okay.
the fact that I saw people coming and signing up, and I'm like, yo, there's more people that I'll meet for the first time at this event than my friends that are coming,
Oh shit.
or like people I knew growing up, which is insane to me. You
That's
know,
so
like.
cool.
Um, that I've gotten to connect with more strangers than more people I knew growing up.
Mm.
That blows my mind. That like I'm gonna get to know so many more people just through music. So I'm excited to be able to experience that for the first time. Like to have my own, technically like my own show. It's gonna be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm excited, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
By the time you see this, the show would already
I know
be
you'll see
happening.
videos on Instagram.
But you're gonna see videos. If I take videos, I'm gonna insert the clips right here, here, everywhere.
Yo.
But yeah, am I allowed to bring my camera?
Yeah. Bring whatever. I don't.
Really?
I don't drink alcohol, but if you guys want to bring
Yeah, I
your
don't
own
drink alcohol either. Alcohol is bad for you.
Yeah. I just don't like the flavor. But yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring my camera.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna probably do interviews. I don't know. Can I interview you there?
You can interview whoever you want. You can interview people in the crowd.
That's
You
kind
can
of
interview,
scary.
I don't know, whatever you want to do. The band. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a welcoming
guys.
environment. Like everyone that is there should be people that are pretty welcoming, for the most part. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Think about that. Okay, and then as you look back on the 8 months leading up to this moment, are there any mistakes or setbacks that you're grateful for now, and what have you learned from them?
Yeah, I think interacting with some of the wrong people, or like, I think a lot of the mistakes were invited by me. Like, thinking I needed to fit in, or just like going to one too many of the same functions where I met the people, where I was surrounded with the wrong people. That was, you know, errors on my part. Yes, it was like experiences and people I may not talk to ever again, but you know, it takes two to tango sometimes. And I think like I put myself in that spot where they were able to make me feel weird and uninvited.
Yeah.
But I've learned from it, and I'm probably not going to do it again. Yeah, and same thing with like the false promises. It's like I don't need to believe in everything I'm told. I think I just need to work for what I work for, and what opportunities come along the way is like what comes along the way. It's like at least I know I worked for it instead of getting a handout. So, yeah, I don't know. I think
That's so real.
I think those are the main things. I try not to hold grudges and blame anyone else for things going on. And if an event happened that I didn't like, I kind of just try to forget about it. Or I just like acknowledge it, figure out why it happened that way, and don't put myself in that environment again. But yeah.
That's so good. How do you separate yourself from that? Like, how do you know when it's time to be like, okay, I'm leaving. Like, bye.
I'm luckily I'm very stubborn. I think like I'm also very mouthy. So when I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
That was like my problem growing up. I would get in trouble a lot at school because it was like I'd argue with teachers, I'd argue with other kids, and it wasn't just out of nowhere. I think
Okay.
it was like I'd argue with teachers if they were disrespecting other kids. or like if they would
Okay.
disrespect me. That was my big thing. It's like respect goes a long way. Um, and I think the moment I feel like a room lacks respect, it doesn't even have to be for me. It's just like if they're treating me well, but they're treating my friends not well, then we're gone. You know,
Okay, okay.
I'll stay in a room as long as we feel welcome. But the moment one person I care about isn't welcomed, or not even one person I care about, but somebody isn't welcomed for no reason, like they're mistreating somebody just because, I'm good. I could, like I said, there's millions of people in the world that I can talk to. I do not need to talk to these people. There's a million rooms that I can be in. I do not got to be in that one room where someone's getting mistreated. So I think I physically just try not to be around environments where I know people will make me upset. And I also live away from LA. So it's like my excuse always is either, yo, I live too far, or my car's not working, or I'm recording right now. Like that, those are my go-tos when I don't want to go somewhere,
I'm
and it works every
dead.
time. And who knows? I might be doing one of those things, or I might not. But no one will ever know, and it doesn't matter because they don't. They're still gonna party without me, you know.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that's just how I separate myself from the issues.
And then how do you manage stress or mental health while dealing with the pressure of balancing creativity and the business side of things?
I try to only do things I want to do and be around people I want to be around. Like I think, like you said before, I was in a similar boat with you where I kind of just like welcomed everyone at the
Oh,
beginning,
okay.
and I don't think it was good for me at all. But I think everyone has a different personality, and very luckily I'm very stubborn and I'm very like honest and mouthy when I don't like things. So for me, it was like the moment I felt those things, I was telling people like, yeah, I don't like that, dude. Like I don't gotta talk to you anymore. Like I am. Sometimes that doesn't work out well. You know, sometimes people dislike me because of that, which is fine because I don't need to be liked by everyone. Um, but I think just being honest in every way that I can, whether it was right or wrong, the way I think could be completely wrong. You know, somebody else like I might feel very strongly about something and somebody else might like disagree with me completely. But if we don't agree, then we don't gotta be in the same room. You know.
Period.
So I don't know. Just do things I want to do, be around people I want to be around, and then like again have a very strong support system where like I have friends and my management that will keep me going in the right direction when I am failing at not being the strongest mentally or not being myself, or not being confident. You know, I think a lot of bad decisions are made when people are insecure, and I think like the times that I was insecure or shy were the times where I made the worst decisions or like I treated people not in the best way. But now that I am in the right spot where I can be confident enough to like stand my ground, um, I think all the decisions I've been making recently have been a lot better ones. So, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then with the album coming out soon, what are your plans for live performances? Any tours? Are you excited to get in front of people to perform?
Yeah, we have a couple shows. So, of course, we have the 16th. That one's probably the one I'm most excited for. Just because it's like, yeah, we're creating that environment ourselves, which is pretty dope. We have like college shows coming up, May, April. I'm pretty sure this album will give us a lot of, or this project. I'm not gonna call it album, but this project will give us like a lot of opportunities to perform a lot more. Tour with a friend of mine is in talks already. We don't have the dates, but as of right now, like we've been texting and like things are looking really, really good. So by the time you're seeing this, maybe we announce it, maybe not.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, it's all fun. Like this year's gonna be an adventure, you know. And even if tour doesn't happen with this specific person, because you know the business is complicated. A lot of things happen last
Yeah.
second. Um,
That's true.
I'll find a way to make it happen because there's a lot of people around the U.S. and even in like Canada and the Philippines, everywhere that want me to come perform music. So I'm gonna find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, dude, that
This
would be
year.
so cool. A
Yeah,
tour? Like, what?
that'd be nuts.
That would
Yeah.
be. I don't know. I feel very. I say this with a lot of people that I've like interviewed. I just feel so proud, like seeing you guys do your thing.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just like I don't know, like the growth. I'm telling you, it's so noticeable. It's there.
If that tour happens, I think that'll be next time we do an interview and you ask me like what is a pivotal moment, I think a tour would be
Dude, if that tour
something.
happened, that would be so insane.
Yeah.
You'll catch me at a few stops.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Can't say who it is, but hopefully it happens.
That would be so cool. I don't know.
We hit a couple UCs. We're gonna do a couple more. We have UCR next month and UCSD again.
Shit.
Hopefully UCI, UCLA, and yeah, just keep rolling. Colleges are fun because I didn't really get that college experience. So I think like a lot of my friends are graduating this year as well. So
Oh,
getting
cool.
to perform at their schools is pretty funny because it's like, it's a full circle where it's like you guys are graduating and I'm performing here, so it's like
Yeah,
we're
that's
even.
exactly. That's so cool.
But yeah, no, it's fun. It's not.
UCM.
We're not even. My friends that are graduating to at all the UCs, like congratulations. Like, I wish I can do what you guys are doing, but my brain doesn't work the same. So.
No, dude, college is hard. I give props to everybody like doing stuff in like doctor like that field, bro.
Yeah.
I like dentist, bro. You guys are props to you guys.
Yeah, like the stubbornness I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
Like I wish I can go to school, but my problem wasn't my grades. I can get good grades. I
Uh-huh.
had good grades growing up. It was just I don't like people telling me what to do. So when the teachers would tell me to
okay.
do something, I purposely wouldn't do it, or I would turn it in late just because I don't like being told what to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I used to have teachers be like, "Dude, like, you got like a 90 on this because you turned it in late, but it's perfect. Why wouldn't you just turn it in on time?" And the funny part is like I had it done before it was due, but I just didn't want to do what they
Oh.
told me to do it. So I was like, I don't know. It's my problem. It's something I need to
Oh
work
shit. Okay.
on. Yeah, it's a
that's
stubbornness.
So...
It's so stupid.
No, yeah, I don't know. I feel like college gives people a lot of anxiety. Give me a lot of anxiety. Cause like you have to live to that criteria of your professor being like, oh, this, bro,
Yeah.
what? I have a life. Like you're giving me all this due on the same day.
So you're consistently meeting expectation.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
hard because like what if there's a time where I really can't? Like, what if something happened and I can't submit this, and then
Yeah.
boom, you dock me like 20 points, like, bruh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess. Okay, and then what type of live shows are you envisioning for the album's release? Like,
Very intimate.
okay.
Of course, like I love to play big venues. I think bigger venues allow me to bring more of my band, which is cool. I think like ideally I would have like a 7 person band. Right now I have like 6 people, because that's the most convenient for like what I have available and what I can do. But I think like, of course, bigger venues allow me to adventure more and do more cool things, but smaller venues allow me to connect individually with the people that actually listen to my music. So, yeah, I think like live performance wise, I just want everything to be very meaningful. Like I want the instruments I use are very lively and very much like I use like a violin, like all like instruments that really resonate with people emotionally for some reason. Because I want everyone to leave the shows and be like, oh, I'm gonna remember that for a while. It doesn't mean like they were all hits, you know. Like
Right.
I think a Daniel Caesar show will always be more entertaining, but I think I at some point in my career want to be able to create concerts and live performances that emotionally are more meaningful, where like people might think about it later on when they experience a certain thing with a partner or with a friend.
Right.
But that's my goal. Just make something meaningful, and yeah, put as much into it as I can.
Yeah, dude, your band is insanely talented. Like, they're
They're
crazy.
nuts.
And then the violin, when like because it was the first time I heard it. It was the little thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It was like a flea market.
Oh, flea market, yeah.
Thingy kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the backyard, right? When I first like, I was like, what the hell? Like, cause you didn't have the violin before,
Mhm.
right? I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, bro, it added like a whole new like, holy shit.
It's a whole new emotional thing.
Yeah, it was so good. I was
And
like,
we didn't even play
whoa.
any emotional songs that day. Like,
Yeah, it was just good.
yeah, I think when you can create the environment, and it's like when you make, like, my thing is a lot of artists like it when it's bright so that everyone's taking pictures of your face and everything. But it's like my thing is I like it the music. I'm still foreign to the entertainment part. So it's like I like it when it's dark, and I like it when I have that lamp on, and when the main focus of the night is the music. That's my thing right now.
Right.
The second project I think will be more entertaining, but the first one is, yeah, I just want people to have an emotional connection to what I'm playing and what we're saying with the music. But yeah.
Okay,
That'll be fun.
that kind of dives into the second question right now. How do you want the live experience of your music to differ from what's heard on the album?
I want people to know that everything I do is intentional. So like the project stuff, the reason it's so produced and so diverse is because it's meant to be a soundtrack. So with that is with the more diverse your sounds are, the more entertaining and interesting you can get with film and color and events. So it's like it can be a stop motion picture. It can be a whole bunch of different things if the music is more diverse on Spotify. Live though, I always want the music to be relatable and understandable. Nobody is gonna, not everyone's gonna connect with a whole bunch of robotic electronic guitar sounds, you know. But if I use sounds and place things in certain areas in my live performances where it strikes the audience in a certain way and it catches their attention because it is intentional live, then my job is done both ways. I think my live performances are very different from Spotify. Like the way the songs are structured, I think I give the band more freedom than a lot of performers do. But that's because they're insanely talented, and I think the way they make me feel when I hear them play is the way I think the audience should also feel. Um, like yeah, those guys, Mario, Jacob, Ayen, Michael, Tony, Aiden, like you guys are like generational talents, and I think a lot of instrumentalists don't get the recognition they deserve. But they push live music in a different way that a lot of people wouldn't feel unless they played it that way. So, um, yeah, no, like shout out to them, and I think my main goal is to let everybody hear what they want to hear in the music. So it's like, also people can come to my show and be more focused on how the guitarist plays than how I sing. So I find it important to give them their opportunity to show their skill um, to the people that came there for them. So, yeah, no, that's about all.
Okay. And then looking ahead, what are your long-term goals for your career in music? Do you have any big dreams or milestones you want to hit in the next few years?
I want to just be able to do this for as long as I can, in the way that like makes sense. Of course, like I'd want it to be self-sustainable and to be able to take care of like my family and yeah, just to keep making sure that everyone that's helped me along the way is also taken care of. Um, that's the goal. That's like the big goal with this music stuff. I didn't grow up with money, so I don't have the eagerness to have certain things.
Okay.
Like to me, like I can wear the same clothes for the rest of my life and be like, yeah, whatever. As long as it smells good, like it's fine. Like I don't get embarrassed if people see me in the same shirt or the same pants. Like I don't care. That's just how I am. I think, yeah, that's my biggest goal. Just to make sure everyone's taken care of, which is a hard thing to do nowadays. Everything's so expensive.
For
Um,
real.
so I think the way to make that happen is to be able to just keep making good music and be around good people. I want to write for some cool artists. That's a goal of mine to get into the studio and to write for people I admire, and perform. Of course, travel the world a little bit, and then once I hit like 28, nah, maybe 30. Once I hit 30, I want to be done with the touring stuff, and I kind of want to be able to just settle down and do a show every once in a while when I want to, or like make a guest appearance with some friends. But other than that, like I think I want it to be eventful for the time period that I pursue it, and then when my music has served its purpose, then cool, move on to the next journey, do something new.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and then do you ever feel like there's pressure to evolve and change your sound with time, or do you prefer staying true to your roots?
I don't think there's pressure to change my sound at all. I think luckily a lot of the artists I admire as well, or the musicians that I look up to, they really just put out music when they want to. It's not like they're forced to. It's like, oh, I feel this way, I'm going to make it now. And then I'm not going to make a project for another 2 years if they don't want to. And I think it allows me to have the belief that I can do the same thing and make it. It doesn't mean I will make it the same way, but it gives me a visual representation of somebody that has made it in that way. So because they did it, it gives me confidence that if I craft my work in the way that I think is meaningful and will resonate with the audience, it'll find its way to make it. I don't know when. Like I can make an album, this project can be shit and not do well for years. And 10 years from now, somebody's like, this is generational talent, and it blows up. You know, like it can work like that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel any pressure to change my sound. I do feel the desire to like get better at like what I'm doing, and to push myself and learn how to get better at the things I want to. But I don't think I was never the type of guy to like really want to be like anyone else. I don't like people putting pressure on me. That's what makes me not like other. That's what makes me dislike things, is when somebody else tells me to do it or pushes me to be a certain way. Yeah. Yeah.
Real. Yeah. When you look at the future, how do you want to be remembered, and what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
I think the first interview we had, I said I wanted to be, at some point in this career, if I keep focusing on what I'm doing and working hard, I want to be one of the best writers for my culture. Mm-hmm. Best, like Filipino and Hawaiian like culture. I want to just be like, I want to be a pillar to my genre and my culture.
Okay.
I don't ever plan to beat out the people that I'm inspired by, but I do want to make people that are similar to me and in the same boat as me know that they can do it too. I think that's like a big goal of mine. I want to be remembered as somebody that was very honest and straightforward with their intentions in this music stuff, and I don't want to be known as a sellout. Like, I want to be known as somebody that was like, hey man, like that kid lost an opportunity because he wanted to make this project. Like, I'm okay with that as long as I know that I was honest to me and something I really cared about. Yeah, I just want to be an honest person. I want to practice that, and that's about it. Yeah, I want to be an honest person, and then I want to inspire other people that are maybe scared to pursue something like this to just do it. If you care about it enough, just try. You know, not guaranteeing it'll pay off, because it's not even like I'm not guaranteed for it to pay off, but there's fulfillment in knowing that you tried.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, chase your dreams. I feel like we were literally talking about that earlier, because if you don't try, you're gonna just like, I guess, grow up to be like, what if? Like, what if I would have done this? Or like, what if this would have worked out? So I feel like, honestly, just do it. I mean, yeah, it depends on what you want to do. Like, everyone has different dreams. Like, for me, this is expensive, but I feel like I want to say it's gonna pay off. Like, I want to say I'm going down the right path. And I feel like if I was just like, I was in my dorm thinking about like, I want to do this, and if I would have done this, I wouldn't have met like half the people I like know right now. And I feel like each person I meet teaches me something. Yeah. So like, that's pretty cool. I don't know. Like, you were talking about dreams, so I feel like, yeah.
You don't want to regret anything when you grow up.
Exactly. So. I don't know. I feel like regret is such a weird thing. I regret a lot of things. Like, I'm doing this, and there's sometimes where I'm like, ah, fuck. Yeah.
There's regret in not doing things, and I think the worst regret is knowing you could have done it and not trying it once.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So. That's so real. Okay, guys.
Just pursue it.
And then end the interview off, and you want to say?
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and everything to Alicia's. This is gonna be on Instagram and YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna clip it. We're doing different things. We're rebranding, so.
Hell yeah. Subscribe and follow on both. More exciting stuff from her to come. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Looking forward to doing more music and meeting more of you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, we'll run it more. We'll see us more.
Yeah, guys. We're gonna, like, you'll see we're gonna do a little interview segment thing with artists.
Oh yeah. Alright, later guys.
Bye.
Way that heals them from something, or maybe like, I don't know, some people will also listen to my music to feel sad or to feel something. Like, that's also a thing, you know? Like, I used to listen to certain songs because I was like, yeah, man, I'm in the mood to just not be happy today. I'm gonna listen to this, you know? And if... yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. But if in any way somebody connects with my music, that's all I want from it. I don't think I have any intentions or a specific way that I want people to hear it. I do want people to listen to it, though, and know that they can make music with not almost no resources, but very little resources, as long as they work hard.
Dude, I'm not gonna have to repeat that.
You think so?
Dude, I saw her face. She didn't say anything,
shit.
but it's because you were locked in on that question. So we just wanted to let you.
Wait, from the beginning?
Nah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, we could've just stopped.
Okay, what's the question again?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, how do I want people to take the...
Hold on. Yeah. My bad. It's because I saw her face. She kept looking at me, and I was like, is she gonna say something? Do I say something?
Oh, you're
But
good, you're
you're
good.
like... it's okay.
I was focused.
Okay, so how do you hope listeners will connect with the message or feelings you've put into these tracks?
Personally, I don't have any specific way I want anyone that listens to the music to take this music. I want them to interpret it in any way that makes them feel heard.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
You
Like,
can hear the sirens?
Yeah.
Okay.
they just don't. They don't want to hear your answer.
Give us a break.
Please. Okay, so this is like the main street of downtown, kind of ish.
Oh.
Main, kind of a little.
They got this cool market thing going back there on that street.
Wait, really?
Like there's people like selling stuff on the side of the street.
Oh, they do like the
Like the vendors.
Bro, why was I not aware of this?
farmers market type of thing.
Yeah.
I love. Oh, dude, nah, Merced has nothing over there, so I don't. That's why I'm always here. Are we good?
Fire.
Oh, fuck, after we asked the question. Okay.